It's Tuesday the 22nd of January, 11 o'clock, and I've driven down here with the van to Onewell Beach because the reason I brought the van is this is the only way I'm going to be able to do this stretch without asking other people, and it's difficult to find people who live locally to assist me because I've only just arrived here. But on saying that, the landlord, Rob, who you saw last night in the pub, kindly offered his services, and I spoke with my friend John, who lives in Torbay. Coincidentally, both of those people are landlords of pubs, so they get some free time in the morning, but I don't want to take advantage of their good nature unless it's absolutely necessary. I'm just going to have to accept that this stretch of this part of the walk is going to be difficult, and the only way I'm going to do it is take the van to a point, walk for 2 miles, and then walk back to the van and then move it on to the next point and walk, carry on doing it that way, and that will get me sort of out of trouble. And I'm very lucky this morning that I'm at this particular place at Onewell Beach, where the tide is actually going out. This is where I would have got to yesterday when I got to Mothercombe, and Mothercombe is just slightly further towards the sea. I can see it from here. I'll give you a shot in a moment, but this really is a out of the way place. I've never been to a place like this before, and talk about land erosion on the east coast of England, Yorkshire. Just look at this. The weather forecast today was for torrential rain, and even though we had 1 or 2 showers, it's still warm. The sun pokes through. I've seen several big rainbows, and it's a nice day. It could turn out to be a nice day, and whereas I'd sort of set my mind on doing loads of computer work in my van today, I'm very pleased that I've got the opportunity to get out and do some walking, plus the fact that tomorrow's forecast is really good. It's going to be bright and sunny all day, and I can probably get some big miles in, and in that case I'll probably ask on the help of either Rob, the landlord here in the pub where I stayed last night, just outside of Bigbury on Sea, or I'll call on the services of John, who I spoke to at length last night. Sounds a very friendly guy, looking forward to meeting him, and he runs a pub somewhere in Torbay, I'm not entirely sure where. And so I seem to have fallen on my feet, getting a hand from a landlord, apart from them both being very, very nice people. So here we go. now at One Well Beach, and I've met this wonderful couple, and I'll be honest, I've forgotten your names already.
Jenny and Stuart.
And their dog Ben.
Good morning,
this
and
is
Benjamin.
And Benjamin, and he's a good boy, aren't you,
He's
Benjamin?
a good boy, but yeah,
he's a lovely boy.
6-month-old Labrador.
6 months old.
Yeah.
And so what are you doing out in this neck of the woods then?
Well, we just retired after being a GP and a vet. We retired. Well, we moved here 40 years ago, didn't we?
Yeah, must be.
And it was the graveyard of ambition. We found the most fabulous area, but it's a big secret.
Well, yes, it's funny actually. I went into a pub in Northumberland and I said, "Can I use the video?" He says, "No," he says, "I'd rather you didn't." He says, "Because we don't want any more people here, thank you."
No.
Which I thought was rather surprising. That was up in
no.
Alnwick or somewhere up there.
We're very lucky.
What about you, Stuart? I mean,
Well, the same thing really. The place is under pressure a bit. Lots of cars and new housing and stuff.
Yes.
But it is a very beautiful part of the world, and
Yes.
I know you shouldn't resent development, but it is a bit of a shame that some of it's being slightly tarmacked over and
Yes.
built over.
Yeah.
I mean, they've made a new national park in the Falmouth area, which is another beautiful area, and it would have seemed appropriate to do it here, really.
Yes.
There's been talk of it.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because once these places have been developed, they've gone forever.
Yes.
And, you know, it's just
But we have got
unnecessary.
Operation Neptune, so the
Yeah,
coastal
thank
part.
God they've saved some of it.
yes.
Yeah.
Because if you go,
Yeah.
we've walked all over the world, and if you go to the coast of Europe, it's all ribbon developed everywhere you go now.
Yes.
we're
Because,
very
you know,
lucky.
so we're lucky to have
No,
had
we
it.
feel very well blessed.
Oh,
Well, we
well,
are
blessed.
privileged to live here, really.
And we meet
especially
a lot of folk
exactly
like
here.
you
Really?
as well. We
Yeah.
do, and we absolutely love it. We met a French chap, lovely young man who was a student lawyer last year, and he was just fabulous. He was surfing every beach around the southwest. Brilliant.
Mm.
Yes. That's really good. Well, look, I could talk to you for ages. You know what I mean? And I've got a problem with my my back doctor.
Yes.
But no,
I wouldn't
seriously.
let her near.
No.
No, retired.
Oh, retired. Well, anyway, lovely to meet you.
Yeah.
both.
Okay, well, good
thank
luck
you.
with
Yeah,
your
good
trip.
luck.
Yeah.
Check me out on YouTube
We
and
will
stuff, and
do,
you'll see
definitely
yourself on
will.
it
Yeah.
a couple of days.
Well, you've got the best bit to come.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
This next bit, yeah. No, it's really quite hilly.
Yes, I know it is.
Yeah.
I've just walked up there. What I'm doing today is, the only way I'm going to get this bit done is I've brought my van down and I've just walked 2 miles up to the top of that hill.
Yeah.
And now I'm going back to my van and I'm going round to the other side and walking at it, because that's
Okay.
the only way I can
Yeah.
do it. And but I've got helpers, but when I said they're not available today, I thought it was going to be absolutely chucking it down, so I didn't require them. But I'll get them tomorrow, because I think once I get past Bigbury and up to Salcombe, it's going to be a lot easier, because
Yeah.
there's buses and stuff
Yes,
like that.
Yeah, that's
there
true.
is.
And then once you go to Torbay, I won't need the
Yeah.
help. But
No.
it's places like this where you can get absolutely stranded.
No, it's going to be a better day tomorrow too. And
Yes, it's
I'm
a
going
very
for a
good
long
forecast.
coast walk tomorrow. In fact,
Yes.
over near Dartmouth with
Oh.
some mates. So
Very nice, lovely.
there you go. Well, I wish you luck with your.
Thank you
your
very
trip.
much.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Okay,
Bye bye.
bye.
Bye bye. Well, that seemed to work okay. I probably walked about 2 miles. It's very difficult to estimate. I know I could look at steps, but that doesn't really tell me a great deal. Actually, 6,700. So that's near 4 miles actually. But I don't think I work. Yes, it would be about right actually. Yeah, about 4 miles. So it works. And so now all I need to do is just drive further round down the coast and pick up another place and walk back to where I just finished walking, and I'm going to be doing this, I would imagine, for most of the day. The weather has completely and utterly fooled me. It forecast like rain all day. It's quite nice out there now, even though it does look as if it might rain later at some point. There are clouds, and I don't think the sun's going to get out, but while it's like this, I may as well make use of this, and I've got things to do, like as always, backing up and making films and all this kind of stuff. It's nice to get out of the van when there is a threat of rain. So here we go to the next spot. So this is Sally, who's working here at the Venus Cafe, is that right?
Venus Cafe, yes.
Yes, and we're at Bigbury on Sea. The problem I get, Sally, I go through so many places. I've got my memory is just,
believe it. Yeah.
you know, it plays havoc with me. The names of places, and when you move in so fast through places as well.
Yeah.
So now you was telling me that you're an avid walker then.
Yes, over the years, because I grew up in North Devon and I've lived back down in South Devon now for over 20 years.
Yes.
So I used to have a camper van, and
Right.
I used to go off and pick different campsites around the coast and walk either way, get
Yes.
a bus back, and then try the next bit. So
Yeah.
I've got the South West Coast Path book, and I'm one of these who ticks off bits when
The different
I'm
bits and
doing it.
pieces.
Yeah.
So you've been doing more or less the same as I'm doing it.
Yeah, sadly
Yeah.
it's not so much recently, this last year or so. But,
Yes. So
I've got
are
a
you
few
thinking?
bits to fill in still.
Are you going to do it again one day?
Absolutely, yeah. I want to do the bit around Falmouth, and
Yes.
I desperately want to do the last bit up at Poole, and then I will have done the South
The
West
South West
Coast
Coastal
Path.
Path.
One day, I'd like to start off at the beginning
Yes,
and
work
finish in the end.
the
do it
whole
all in one
630
go. Yeah.
miles of
like,
it.
Like, yes,
Yeah.
not all around the country, but even just the South West would be nice.
Yes, I mean I've been quite amazed how wonderful it is, you know, and the people that I've met as well. I found the Welsh people really friendly,
Right,
but the
yeah.
Cornish people also. You know,
Yes,
I've met some
yeah.
fabulous people down here.
Well, I think when you're out walking, everyone has got stories to tell, and they all
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
talk about their experiences, find out, pick brains about best ways of doing things.
Yes,
So, yeah.
yes. And I think the thing that's impressed me more than anything else, as I mentioned to you, is the weather. I can't believe that, at this time of year it's still, hovering around sort of
Yeah.
8 to 12 kind of thing, and
Yeah.
the forecast is for it to carry on.
Yeah, I suppose we down here we're a bit soft in the south. If
Really?
you come from the north, it's a bit. I mean, we are saying it's a bit cold down here, but and then people are saying snow. I don't know whether it will snow.
Yeah. Well, it's snowing up north now. I spoke
Yes,
to my
yeah,
daughter and my
saw that.
wife, and it's very cold. I was up there last weekend, and it was absolutely freezing.
Well,
Didn't enjoy it at all.
Last March, I wasn't working here at that stage, but the Venus Cafe did actually close for a few days because of snow,
Well, fancy
which
that.
is by the sea is quite. I mean, obviously it's about people getting here, and
Yes.
staff getting here, and then would anyone else be here either? But, so
Yeah.
we do get snow occasionally.
Yeah. Well, apparently it snowed at the beginning of last year for a few
it was
days,
March,
didn't it?
beginning. It was
Yes.
sort of late February, March.
The first time in 8 years.
It was
apparently.
pretty. Yes, it caught us out a bit down here.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Because my friend in Crackington Haven, he got caught, couldn't move for 3 days.
No.
Yeah, isn't it?
You're stuck on
Yeah.
either in the valley or on the hill there, aren't you?
Yes. So you're going to get yourself a camper van and come and join me then, and we could
Do you know what?
leapfrog.
I was talking. I don't know if the van's still out there. I was talking to some young lads this morning who literally have been parked up 2 nights now, just on the front here with a camper van that they've converted themselves.
Yes.
And I was talking about, maybe next time, because I had a proper camper van
Yes.
last time, but maybe that's my way to go forward, is just buy a panel van, convert
Yeah.
it, and start again. Yeah.
I was here yesterday
Got a
with mine.
dream.
You might have seen it, a purple coloured one.
Oh, what, down on the?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, when I first came into it, just to sort of have a look around.
Because I was working here yesterday.
Yeah. I was going to stay here myself, but the internet signal is appalling. You
No,
can't get
you
a
haven't
phone
got it,
signal.
basically, no.
And I need it for my camera, for
yeah.
transmitting, and
Yeah.
I don't like to be out of touch with people, and
No.
so that's why I've moved inland, and it's a lovely pub, very nice guy up there.
Do you think if you didn't have the social media and stuff, would you enjoy it as much? Would you find it lonelier, or?
This actually keeps me going. It runs hand in hand with each other, really,
Yeah.
making the films, and it's not a kind of a drawing attention to myself or anything like that, but I've always had quite a lot of Facebook friends, and I've encouraged an awful lot more by printing those cards and giving them to people.
Yeah. Oh, certainly. I'll certainly
And
be.
There's
logging in
about
and
600
checking out,
people come on since I started, and
Yeah.
there's something like about 80,000 a month watching the films
Right.
on
Yeah.
YouTube. And even though the figures are relatively small, there's maybe, say, 200 or 300 for each film, but there's about 150 films on there, so
Right.
it's quite big
Yeah.
numbers. But it will eventually sort of snowball, and I'm
Yeah.
just waiting for that to happen.
I mean, it's just spreading the message, I think, to people, and sharing, get
Yes.
outside, enjoy it,
Yes.
make the most of the simpler things, I think.
Yeah. Well, I get lots of letters and emails and messages. I get snowed under at times.
Right, yeah.
But I answer everyone, and it's very nice because it's a bit of a lonely life actually.
Yeah,
You know, I'm usually
yeah.
in bed by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock every night because I'm walking so far. But it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice when you get back to the van to pick up messages from
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, I can see that would be.
Yeah. Well, it's been lovely meeting you.
Oh, I'm so jealous. Yes, and well, and you. I'm
Keep in touch, Sally.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed.
Okay.
It's lovely to meet you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye now. So this is the River Avon, and I'm now at the east side of Bigbury on Sea, and if you look across, straight across, that's where I'm going to be starting tomorrow, walking easterly towards Salcombe.